Welcome to Rangers Radio on the Matchday show, the world's one and only unique live phone-in show for Rangers supporters all over the world. Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Hello, good morning. Yes, good morning, and welcome to Rangers Radio. Join myself, Oxford, on the show this morning. So, Robert, morning, mate.
Good morning, mate. Nice, bright, early show for this morning to get you started for Sunday.
Yeah, nice, bright, early show, and the door's opened ajar for us, mate. We've got to go through it, as Mr. Fox says.
Oh, it certainly has, mate. We know opportunities presented itself in previous weeks. Obviously, again, Kilmarnock doing Hearts over last night has made this a real big opportunity to close that gap yet again and blow this title race wide open. And maybe for the ones out there that thought it was done and dusted, make it a really interesting few weeks ahead.
Yes, it's all but winning, mate. It's all but winning. I believe you've got the team, mate, and a couple of talking points, but let's hear the team.
Yep, 3 changes from last Sunday's game, mate. So the team today is Butland, Tavernier, Giga, Fernandez, Romans, Raskin, Chukwani, Kasama, Moore, Nadiri and Chermiti. The substitutes are Kelly, Magoma, Suter, Sterling, Barron, Antman, Skov-Olsen, Asgard and Miofsky.
That's the first time I think Ant-Man's been about for a few weeks. Am I right in saying that? I can't even remember the subs last week.
Aye, it is, mate. It is. I think the last time we seen him was it the Queen's Park game?
Yeah. So welcome back. Good luck to him. Obviously, the bit of an injury. Right, the talking points. Obviously, Tav coming back in for Stirling. I don't think it's a surprise. Chukwani's come in for the injured day on Monday. And then you've got Gassama for Skov-Olsen. How do you see the 3 changes, mate? Oh, we'll stick to the 2, mate. Yeah, because we agree that it was an obvious Chukwani, yeah?
Aye, that was obvious, mate. Very obvious in my opinion. Had it been a few weeks that Barron's been returned, it would have been an interesting selection there, but that one speaks for itself. The Tavernier one, we all kind of expected Sterling to start over Tavernier, but given the amount of minutes Sterling's played, that probably comes into the selection process, which I'm sure is part of it as well, mate. All this sports science and minutes, protecting the players and things like that. Obviously, the big one is probably Gassama coming in for Skov-Olsen. We all said on Friday night show that we wouldn't have played Skov-Olsen, but who would it have been? And I did say I wouldn't be surprised if it was Gassama. So he's really got to come to the fore today, Ox. He's got to show what he can do. It'll be interesting to see if he does start on that right-hand side or if he goes back to his more favoured left and Mike Moore comes out to the right. But it doesn't matter who's playing, mate. The team's got to be good enough to go and get the 3 points.
Right, I believe you've also got the St Mirren team, mate. Just give us a starting 11, mate, yeah?
Yep, it's George, King, Gogic, Freckleton, Richardson, Donnelly, Devaney, O'Hara, Tanzer, Phillips, and Lundaloo.
Right, a big, powerful team there. We know that Phillips does in midfield. O'Hara's been about for years. We know about Gogic. And if the goalkeeper on the number 5, that would have been King George, if you take the other way about, yeah?
It would be, mate. It would be. Listen, I know they've changed the manager this week, Ox, but I don't expect them to change anything else. They'll play the exact same way. They'll be physical. They'll play for long balls, second balls. I don't expect anything less from St Mirren today just because they've changed the manager. That's for sure.
All right. Listen, we've got Chermiti, a quick Chermiti interview, yeah?
Yep.
We'll open that up. We'll listen to that, and then we'll get the phone lines opened if that's all right with you, mate.
Absolutely.
No, we've not got it yet. It's not there. So, look, how do you see it? Tav Stirling, do you see it minutes, or do you think maybe more offensive player? We've got to go and win the game. Do you think that could be the case?
I think that should be the case, more offensive, but my gut tells me it's more to do with Sterling's minutes over the past few weeks. He's played a lot of games. I know
He's not played for a week, mate.
I know that, but see all these 90 minutes, 90 minutes, 90 minutes. So whatever he's played, I think that's going to be something that the sports scientists say that he's had a run of these games where he's lasted longer than he has in previous games. That's what it tells me, which for me is a concern, though, because if I'm honest, if you can't do consistent 90 minutes, I know he's had injury worries in the past, but I think that's more to do with the selection than anything else.
Right. I disagree, mate. I think he's played them because we need to score goals, mate. And you're more likely to get something with Tav than Sterling. I think we're a better, maybe a stronger team than Sterling's in it now. He's played, what's he played? 150 minutes in 2 weeks, mate.
Aye, roughly.
Come on.
Be interesting to hear. Obviously, down the road, I'm sure he'll be asked about the selection. It could well be that, mate, about going more attacking, getting bulbs in from wide areas.
If we'd have played him Wednesday, I would have given you that one, yeah. Listen, you might be right. And if it is the case, mate, wow. Does that mean he only gets off his wages?
No.
Right, exactly. Right, we'll go to your meeting now. Get yourself on mute.
Yusuf, it's back to the Scottish Premiership this afternoon. How are you feeling ahead of this one?
Yeah, I think everyone feels good. We are ready for this challenge. I think it's a big game for us, and we are here to take the 3 points.
Does it feel like a big opportunity for the squad to close the gap this weekend?
Yeah, of course. As I said before, I think the league is very tight. Yeah, we are looking forward for this game and then for the next game. Yeah.
What kind of game are you expecting here? What challenge do you think St Mirren will pose?
We're expecting a similar game since last time we played against them. So a physical game, again with a lot of intensity. So yeah, I think it's going to be a great game.
For you in the team at the moment, alongside Ryan Naderi, how has that been, building that relationship with him? Have you enjoyed that part?
Yeah, of course. I've been enjoying. This season by far. So yeah, I think everyone has been enjoying. I think everyone likes to play these games, and they want to play like this and to enjoy the team like we've been enjoying it.
Yeah, what do you think Ryan brings to the team, and how does that help you in your role as well?
Yeah, it been helping me a lot on the game, because sometimes on the games the centre backs are really focused on me, so it helps me a lot, give me more space, more time to breathe, and yeah, he's been helping me a lot, and it brings a lot of energy on the team. Yeah.
And just lastly, for the team today, what will be important to get the 3 points? What does the performance need to look like?
I think it's going to be probably stay together all the time. Whatever happens, just stay together, stick together, and hopefully get the 3 points.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972? It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
I want a really good performance, Robert. I want us to score a few goals. I want us not to keep clean sheets. Very importantly, I just want us to win, mate.
Well, that's it, Ox. So we could ask for a great performance and walk away with nothing, or we could have a under average performance and come away with 3 points. And what would you rather have? It's 3 points every day of the week, mate. It's crunch time this part of the season. We keep on saying it. There's opportunities being presented to themselves. So as long as you win the game, that's the most important thing. Of course, you want to see goals, you want to see good performances, but points over performance, we've said for a number of weeks now as well. But more so, especially when opportunity presents itself, as I said earlier, to get this title race blown right open.
Yeah, aye. Listen, do you think that's his? Has this became his formation now? You think he's what he thinks in Scottish football? You need 2 up front. Is that what he's telling us?
I think 2 up front, obviously, not teaching how to suck eggs here, but you've got a better chance of scoring when you've got 2 strikers up the box, as long as you get the service in, which at times has been a problem. But I think when you've got 2 strikers, you spread the workload between the 2. You can see that Chermiti is kind of the one that's on the last line of defence, and Nadiri will drop deep, come short, kind of be more mobile. If you can get that working and have a good partnership, it enhances your performance, makes you more dangerous. But for me, I prefer 2 strikers over a lone striker. I just think it allows strikers, as I said, to share the workload, do less running, and be in the right areas more.
Aye. Listen, it's all about service, isn't it? You know, it's all about service, and then it's just percentages, mate. If you've got two in there, you've got more chance to take 40 somebody. It's as simple as that, isn't it?
It is, but as you said, mate, it's all about the service, and maybe that's something that you're right in saying. Maybe why Tav's come back in. We know Gassama sometimes hasn't got the service, and maybe he thinks that Tav on that right hand side can provide that, and that may be something that Daniel's thought of ahead of today. That if you had Sterling and Gassama, then you might not have that quality of service on that right hand side. But it has to come from every player. We know Mikey Moore can show it. We need the midfield to contribute as well, but the service needs to be better for these strikers. It's already been in the positions. If you don't get it, then that's half the problem.
All right, look, Carl's joined us. Morning, Carl.
Good morning. I just thought I would pop my head above the parapet, Socks.
Yes, mate. What's on your mind, brother?
Morning, Carl.
Well, good morning, Robert. I'm a bit worried about the selection that Sterling isn't in the team. Now, hear me out.
Mm-hmm.
If it's going to be managed minutes, we're looking for a 60-odd game season every season, aren't we? Telling the truth.
Yep.
Between 50 and 60 games we're hoping for every season, and with Europe in the league. And if we've got to start manage minutes for people at a very early age, it's not very good looking.
I couldn't agree more, mate. I like Big Sterling, and I think we're a better team when he's in it. In different positions, well, a couple of different positions. I don't know if I fancy him at centre half, but I couldn't agree more with Robert.
No, you're right, Carl. You're right. We do need somebody that can be that consistent player, especially at your right back. Now, whether you want a right back who's just defensive minded or you want somebody that's a bit of both, unfortunately, Sterling's not going to be that guy who can give you that consistent amount of games per season. And Tav, we know we've touched on for a number of weeks and even a season or two that time waits for no man. So he's not got the same end product. He's not got the same engine as he had previously. I'm not sitting here going to slag Tav, but that's the position we're in. We don't have that mainstay option. But it is a concern, Carl, when you've got a guy of Sterling's age.
Because
struggling.
we've been through Kumar Roof, Ryan Jack. I mean, managing minutes isn't good enough for a Rangers team. It isn't good enough for the wages they're getting. You know, that's my only concern. You know,
I think it might be different today. I think it might not be that, Carl. I'm hoping.
I might be tactical today, but if it's no, you know, we'll see in the next few weeks, won't we?
I don't get. We said it earlier on, mate. Me and Robert's got a slight difference of opinion. I don't get the managed minutes. We've not played for a week. If we'd have played on Wednesday in Europe or something, or we'd had a cup tie or something, I get it. But no, after a week off. If that is the case, Big Sterling's in real trouble because he's been back for a real few months now. And
that's what I mean, Ox. That's only my opinion. You know, I'm worried about things like that. Stupid thing. I've got other things to worry about. You know, like if I'm going to burn the house down when I fall asleep after drink my beer and try to make chips, you know, things like that I should be worrying about.
Get an air fryer.
You worry about daft things like Rangers.
Get an air fryer.
Look, I can eat fried air. There's no calories in fried air, Ox.
You can't burn the house.
I've got one, but I don't know how to work it. Look, I'm a Fred Flintstone.
Just admit
I'm actually a Barney Rubble, the stupid one, you know. But that's how it goes. But onward and upward today, onwards and upwards.
Yes.
That's all, Ox. I might call you later, and if I'm still awake during the week, because you're quite after my afternoon nap time, you know. They can last for hours to do. I'll phone you up during the week. Have a great day, lads. Robert, you too, son. Bye-bye.
Take care, Carl. Cheers.
Right, we need to get him on a course how to work an air fryer. If Mr. Fox can do it, anybody can do it, yeah?
Oh, 100%, mate. 100%. Air fryers. You never look back once you start using one, I tell you.
They're game changers. Game changers. Talking about game changers. Gassama on the left.
It should be. But I'm going to be honest, I think he'll be on the right, Ox. I honestly think he'll be on the right. I would put him on the left because he's more influential on the left and he seems to have a slightly better attitude, we'll say, on the left and on the right, but I just think he'll be on that right-hand side. I think Mikey Moore and Romans have got a good partnership on that left. There's a good understanding when they're going to cut inside, when the ball's to be played. Gassama, you don't know at times if he wants it in behind, if he wants it short, if he's going to pass it. Whereas Romans and Moore have got that kind of link up, so it makes that left-hand side stronger.
Aye, I just, apart from a couple of, you've been involved in a couple of sending-offs and that, maybe a penalty as well against Kilmarnock. I just think he's offered very little on the right. I try to think. I can think of him having a good performance and I'm struggling, mate.
No, it is. You're right. It is hard to think where he's had a game on the right-hand side where you've really noticed him in a positive way. I think the only time, as you said, it's the Kilmarnock game. He made a run inside, obviously won the penalty very early on, get the sending off for it as well. Livingston, again, that run from the right-hand side, but providing goals, setting up chances, assists, it's came from the left. We know he likes to come inside and have a shot at goal with his right foot. He showed he can do it, he can find the target. Other times he maybe makes the wrong decision, but a lot can be said about that for a number of players in the squad this season. Decision making has been a massive factor when we've not took chances, particularly in that final third when we're on the ascendancy and we should take them. But I just think he's going to be on that right hand side today, mate. I think it's just a straight swap. Everything else will be as was from Sunday.
Aye, I get it, mate. I think you might be right, but that worries me, you know. But we'll see, mate. We'll see. I just don't think he's offered a lot on the right. And I don't think we're all surprised at Scott Wilson. Yeah, I know there's a lot of weeks to go now before the end of the season, but it doesn't look as if we'll be taking up that option, I don't think, do you?
No, not at this point in time, mate. It's a lot of money to sign on a potential, and I don't think we're in the position where we've brought him into the club to see him as a potential acquisition in the future. I think the expectation was, from me personally, was that he was going to be a guy that come in, play in these big moments and big games, create chances, get goals in the games, and he's not showed it yet. His general play at times he's been poor as well, so he really needs to step it up if we want to execute that option at the end of the season.
We'll be joined with Billy. Morning, Billy.
Morning, lads. Morning.
Morning, Billy.
Just watching the highlights of the football yesterday. Before I start talking about the Rangers, I thought Hearts had a penalty there, a wee trip on the box, but they never got it. So that's good for us anyway. Other than that, mate, just be talking about Hearts there. I just hope we done SHITE in the nest today, mate. Because we're famous for it when we get wee chances like this. We need to go out. There's no margin for error. We've got to go out and get the 3 points today by hook or crook, mate. One way or the other, we've got to get the 3 points. You know, that's the way I see it, Ox. There's only 9 games or something to go. There'll be 8, including this one, after we play this one. So we've got to make sure we win every game. I know a lot of people are saying, they'll drop points. Aye, rightly so, that's been proven correct yesterday, but I'm not interested in other teams dropping points, mate. I want us to get maximum points in every game. You know, it's yes, mate. We've got a great chance, mate. We've got a great chance today to shut that gap and really crank the pressure on the two in front of us, and that's what we need to do today, mate.
Aye. We kind of look back. We're all frustrated when you look back. You know, the 3 draws. We've got to look forward, and it starts today. Win the game, Robert.
That's it, mate. What's done is done. You can only focus on the thing that's in front of you, and obviously today that's St Mirren. Things down the line you can look at when that time comes, but opportunity presents itself today. You've got to go and take that chance, get the 3 points, and as Billy said, put pressure on the teams that are above us, but not put pressure on ourselves by having silly mistakes, lapses of concentration. Play to our strengths, play the way we know we can, get goals, get confidence, and you never know where it takes us, mate. It's going to be an interesting few weeks. There's still many twists and turns to go. Teams above us will drop points. I wish we would win every 9 games. I don't see it. If I'm being honest, I really hope we do win every game. But this season has just threw up a lot of weird things that have happened this season, and a lot of teams have taken points off everybody already. So definitely interesting few weeks, but you've got to just start with yourself first and foremost make sure you do enough in these games to get the 3 points.
If I'm greedy, Billy, I'd like us to get one by 3 goals today. Then we're caught up in everybody a bit, yeah.
That's right. I've looked at that and all. I've looked at that and all. The goal difference and the swinging goals and that. I'd be good here today, mate, and get the 3 points and a 3-0 victory, mate. That's a brilliant result for Rangers. You know, because that puts us exactly. We're level pegging, albeit in the 3 points, mate. But it cuts that wee window of opportunity for other teams just to get something on us, you know. And then it's just a straight ding dong. Who wants to win the game most? Win the most games, sorry, should I say. I was thinking about Ox, right? He didn't shoot me down in flames here.
Well, why say it?
But it's just I've been thinking about something, right? See the situation with Majowski, right? I know he's a centre forward mucker, right? But he's a naturally left-sided player, right? And it's happened before. You played football yourself in the midfield. I played up front, mate. I know I dropped back into the midfield and played midfield goals even when I played up front. You know, so it can happen. Do you think with the system that Danny Rowe's got now, if he's wanting to play the 4-4-2, with two strikers up top, and we're struggling, you know, you look at he's played Gassama today. Do you think maybe Majowski would maybe be an option on the left-hand side of that midfield?
No, for me, mate. No, and I'll tell you why. I mean, I think he's worked hard enough for us. I just don't think he looks like a good enough football player when we've seen him, mate. The boy's bounced off him. We talk about him playing with Aberdeen when he's running through in the counter attack. You know, we don't play like that. We're playing against the low blocks, and I think he struggled. And it looks as if there's a move coming. We've intimated it a few times on the show, but I get your rationale, and he could come on and be the hero, Robert. You know, in different games and that, because he will maybe poach a goal. But I think we'll be looking to move him on, and I don't think he could do that for that reason, Billy. Robert?
Aye, not for me either, Billy. I understand what you're saying and how it could look. I think we've tried the players in different positions, but it's not natural to them at times, and it's kind of cost us. We look a lot better when players are playing their natural position. Even when you've got a left-footed centre-back on the left and a right on the right, it just makes that balance. For me, Majowski is, well, history shows when he was at Aberdeen, all right, it was 1 season, maybe a season and a half. When he's in the box, he can be dangerous, he can get the goals. And I think that's where he can be better for us, certainly in front of a goal. But on the left, I don't think he's got the pace as well to get in behind to take defenders on. If Majowski comes into a game, mate, I'd rather have him in the penalty spot, running about there for shots at goal, second balls, reactions, rather than trying to link up play out on the left-hand side.
Your idea isn't totally mad, Billy. If you were going to do that with that personnel, you could maybe put Big Narderi out there and put him up as a second striker, yeah?
You could switch it around a bit, Ox. It was just, you know, I've seen it like, you know, because see when he played with Aberdeen, I watched him playing for Aberdeen at times, you know, and he's maybe he wasn't maybe blessed with the greatest of pace, but he used to like making that run. And in these games, like, you know, if you're playing with the 4 along the middle, there's space in front of you for him to run into. Whereas when he was playing as a one, there's nothing for him to run into because everyone's all the football's all in front of him, and you know that obviously the teams are all set up behind him, so there's no space for him to work in there. So I was just thinking if he's out there on the left hand side, it maybe give him that space to run into to go and join in, Ox, you know.
I just don't see him. What I've seen, I don't see him having that awareness. He may have been an outside left when he was a boy and brilliant at it, but what we've seen at the moment, I just don't see it, mate. I don't see it. What do you make of the Tav and Sterling swap, mate?
Well, I heard the boy talking about it earlier on. It's, you know, firstly, Sterling's got that, well, he snapped his Achilles, didn't he? And anybody that's done that before will know how serious an injury that is if you've snapped it. It's all right straining it, but once that goes, it goes, you know. And that's how the laddie was out for long enough. So they're maybe just trying to manage him game-wise, mate, with that. I wouldn't jump into the conclusion that he's injury prone or he's too fit or he's no fit and all that. I wouldn't go down that road, mate. It's just that's a serious injury. People need to understand what that injury is. you know, and then you've got Tavernier as well. So I think they're trying to use a bit of game management between the two of them and for different games, mate, just so the two of them didn't burn out type thing. I think that's what they're doing there, because obviously, listen, we know Tav's not got the legs of old, you know, so he feels that Tavernier's maybe better suited to this game than Stirling is, and obviously the football Stirling's already played. But listen, once we get to a pre-season, for talk's sake, then you don't know what, if Tavernier's got to be here, you would think that Stirling will have a full good pre-season behind him, and we'll not be talking about these issues. Regarding Gassama, mate, you know, I think I hope I'm wrong, like, but I think we're a jersey short already if we're playing Gassama, you know, because there are other players there that could come in and play that position ahead of him, because he's offered nothing, absolutely nothing, you know. And you can see it in his head and that, mate. You know, his body language is terrible at times. So it's up to him. He's got an opportunity today to right a few wrongs with the Rangers team, and especially more so the Rangers support. So it's up to him to go and do that and right a few wrongs and prove us all wrong that he's got ability in his locker that he can bring to the Rangers team to make us win in the park.
I listen, he's not been great. I'm not going to hide away from that. Hopefully, he springs out and he turns into Kelly Lafferty, Robert.
That's it, Ox. You want a player that can go and do what Kyle Lafferty done in that title running. Somebody that was effective, contributed a lot. And if that's Gassama, then he'll improve a lot and from what he's done of late. But it's all about his attitude, whether he wants to do it. It's inside him. We can't coach it. Danny Rule can't put it into him. It's down to Gassama himself to take that on and go and do it, whether he likes it or not. And if he doesn't, then you know how it works out, Ox. You're not here that long.
Oh.
See, I know, just to touch on Gassama again there, right? See if obviously the rumours mill was flying around that Monaco and all the rest of it type thing were in for him and all that, and you know he's meant to not want to be here. I don't know if that's true or no. It's just speculation for the you know who, all paper talk and all that. But if that is the case, mate, then on form, the new, I'll tell you, you'll need to pull his socks up, because would you come in for him in the summer and throw £15 million or whatever the figure was at Rangers in the summertime on the form he's shown the new? So he's an alien. We're talking about us winning 9 games. He'll need to perform big time in the next 9 games if he's wanting to move away from Rangers, mate. Because I wouldn't give you 10 bob for him.
That's the problem you've got with football. That's how mad it is, isn't it?
Aye.
They'll say they took him because he was ready to go, and he'll take him. Look, mate, you know me, I like a cash out. And if something happens in the summer, I don't know if he's the answer to my problem. So maybe it's time to cash out.
Aye, I would, mate. I know he's got ability. Listen, there's no question he's got ability, and I've tried to fight his corner, saying he was a typical winger and all that. You know, dipping in and out of form and all that, Ox. But you know, when you look at his attitude, he's, you know, even if you did dip in and out of form, should I say, you've still got to have a hunger and attitude to work your socks off for a team. If you're having a bad game, you know, you still got to try and be a team player if your individual game's no working for you. So if somebody came in with money in the summer for him, mate, I would agree with you. I would take the money, definitely, and use it wisely on somebody else.
Well, if you don't mind, get yourself some mute and we'll maybe get some ideas for your manager, Danny Rowe.
St Mirren in the Scottish Premiership this afternoon. How big an opportunity is this for your team to close that gap at the top?
Yeah, we have to deliver today. I think there's no question mark. I said this many times, 9 cup finals, and we have to start today. There's not so much time to have one more draw, something like this. We know this. We are ready. We want to win. The energy is in the dressing room, and it makes me very comfortable that we are on a good way.
You've made 3 changes today. Tavernier, Gassama and Chukwani come in. What do you hope they can bring?
Yeah, general, I think Tochi made a fantastic game when he comes on in the second half. Dio has a small shoulder injury, and then Gas and Tev has a good relationship, and this will be helping today. I have a fantastic bench, a lot of players available, and it gives me also a good confidence to change something during the game.
How was this week in preparation? Did you see the reaction you wanted from your players after last weekend?
Yeah, reaction. I think the reaction we have to show today, not during the week. During the week it's preparing to be ready for this game. Today we need a reaction. That means bring the good performance to a good result, and it means 3 points.
In terms of St Mirren, they've obviously lost their manager, a caretaker manager is in. Does that prove any different challenges for you in preparing for this game?
Yeah, of course. You can not really prepare this game. Of course, you're looking to some games, but you don't know what really happens. I think it will be the first 10-15 minutes we have to observe what they are doing really. But it's more about us, yeah. If we bring our quality on the pitch, if we play with a structure, with intensity, with a ruthless, with a vertical possession, then we have a big opportunity to take the next 3 points.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972? It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
He's got it right. We didn't really get a lot of hints. Robert?
No, we didn't, mate. The only thing I took from that is that Gassama's got on that right. Him and Tav's got a relationship, apparently. I might be a bit brutal here. I don't think Gassama's got a good relationship with anybody because, as I said earlier in the show, you don't know if he wants it short to feet, in behind. You compare it to the left side where you look at Romans and Moore, they just know and an understanding when they're running, when they want the ball played, where they want it played to. I've not seen that from Gassama. Whether that's on the right or the left, to be honest with you, mate, he's not clicked.
Aye. But we know what his strengths are. And listen, if I'm honest, I think Scott Olsen for him was due to come out the team. Ant-Man's just come back for injury. So we actually look at it. We don't get that many options. Maybe Pajami would have been a popular one, Billy. But that's it. We are where we are.
Aye, listen, I agree with you there, and all. Listen, you've got to go with what we've got, so, I suppose. And you're hoping, you've got to trust the manager, and got to go with he's wanting to do what he believes in. He sees them in training every day. You know, it's about them taking it out onto the park. But regarding down the left-hand side, mate, with Romans and Mikey Moore, and you look at Tavernier and you look at Gassama, I don't know what you think yourself, Ox. You can see the football brain the two of them have got down the left-hand side, and you can see the football brain the two of them have got down the right-hand side. You know, that's the difference in that, to touch on Robert's thoughts on it, like, you know. But Tavernier and Gassama, they've got to try and work out something between the two of them to link the play, you know, because they can't play as individuals, Ox. You know, the team's got to work as a unit. I'm sick saying it, you know. Obviously, you need a bit of individual brilliance in the team and all that, like, you know. That listen, if you can show that ingredient into the recipe, then it can only be good for the final product, you know. But listen, we'll see what it is with Tavernier and Gassama, mate. And listen, hope he turns on again, you know. And let's hope Tavernier's he can get his delivery he done as well, like, you know, because when Tavernier when he's really wanted to do it, you know, his delivery is top notch. You know, you can normally tell with Tavernier. I've noticed that in games. I don't know about yourselves, that his first 2 or 3 balls into the box, be it for free kicks or corners or something like that, you can normally tell if he's going to be on a game. You know, if they're right on the money early doors and that, you know Tavernier's going to have a good game. Whereas if the one's hitting the first man or going out for too long or something like that, you know, he's not got he's bringing his A game with you.
Cheers, mate. For the people who's just joined us, Robert, can you use the team?
Yep, certainly, mate. Today's team is Butland, Tavernier, Giga, Fernandez, Romans, Raskin, Chukwani, Gassama, Moore, Nadiri, and Charmiti. The substitutes are Kelly, Magoma, Suter, Sterling, Barron, Antman, Skovolsen, Asgard, and Miowski.
Aye. it's quite a strong bench with options. Two big guys up front. Get the service in. I believe they'll score goals. I do believe they'll score goals because they'll worry teams. Yeah, but we've got to also keep it tight at the back. I pointed out during the week, Robert. If we'd have kept it tight or tighter, Livingston, Motherwell, and against them 2 weeks ago, mate, would have been sitting with six more points, mate. Yeah. So the defence has got a job today as well.
They do, mate. They do. You start from the back and you build forward in the defence. It was obviously one thing that Danny Rule quickly improved. We've seen that in the stats, the clean sheets we were getting. This run of late, we've started to have lapses of concentration, make errors that's led to goals and dropped points, which is, as you have pointed out, it's cost us in these games, particularly away from home as well, Motherwell, Livingston. But the defence has got to be switched on. I think the fact that Giga's retained his place, I think we're all in agreement that that's a sensible decision. He's playing well. Fernandez is arguably getting better each week. So it's a really strong backline. I know people kind of question Tavernier over Sterling, but he's experienced enough to know that the back line should be robust, hard to get by. And if we can find that again, Ox, to keep these clean sheets, it obviously improves our chances. Going forward up front, I'd like to see Nadiri show as if he can get some shots away today. I know we've touched on it, we don't know how good he is at shooting yet, really, because he's not had the chances. But hopefully he gets that today. But it comes down to that one word: service.
It's a goal, mate. A goal would help him. Billy, I'm really surprised if I think back to maybe say the start of February, go back that far, and I thought that John Suter wouldn't have been in the team, but I didn't see that coming. But I've got to be honest, I think he's due to be sitting on the bench.
He's another one, mate. His form's dipped and all. I don't know if he's been carrying a niggle or an injury. I don't know, mate. Mind he was injured for the Scotland game. So I don't. Maybe he's carrying that injury. Maybe that's the reason. We don't know, mate. I'm not saying. Sorry, I'm not trying to. What's the word I'm looking for? I'm not trying to pamper him right enough, but you know that if that's the case as well, mate, maybe that's the reason his form's dipped. But or if it's no, if he's fit and his form's dipped, then he doesn't deserve to be playing in the Rangers team. On that evidence, definitely no.
I on for him. He shouldn't have been in the team. No, not for him. You know, I think he looks as if his confidence is gone. I don't know what you think, Robert. I've said that on the show a lot.
He certainly does, mate. It certainly does, because as you said, there was a period of time where when you seen Suter and Fernandez, you were confident enough that you were going to keep a clean sheet. They were working well together. I said before as well on our show that Fernandez looked more kind of stronger. He looked more confident playing beside Suter because maybe that experience that Suter had over Giga. But of late, mate, you've got to say the strongest pairing right at this moment in time is Giga and Fernandez. Fernandez is certainly improving game by game, but Suter's going backwards. Whether it has been mentality thing, I know that word gets flung about quite a lot, where it's just lack of confidence, whether it was a contract situation. There's a lot of factors you could put it down to, but the bottom line is he's not been performing well enough to earn a start. And that should be the case for any player, no matter what position they play in. But certainly the heart of your defence, where you want to be keeping clean sheets, is a crucial part of the game.
Confidence in professional sports a funny thing. It's not a switch, Billy, yeah?
No, it's no, mate. There's a lot of factors that you can, you've got to take on board. You've got to be, understand, you know. I mean, for talk's sake, if you're carrying an injury and you're playing that's in the back of your head, you're no one to try and do too much. It's all, you've been there yourself, Fox, if you're playing football, you know, and you're carrying a knock, you know, you're doing half-hearted where you want to go into tackles, or you're no one to just go into that extra wee burst of pace just to try and get you there, you know, so it holds you back and all. And then you look at the attitude the people's, perfect example, Gassama, back to Gassama, with his body language at times, you know. But I've just sitting watching the Rangers there warming up, and their warm-up looks nice and sharp. And to be honest with you, mate, I know we're talking about Gassama there, but he actually looked as if he was right up for it. So only time will tell, mate.
Also, there was two things you mentioned there, running and tackling. When did you start doing that in football?
Aye, true. True, mate, true.
Listen, I think you've talked to, you mentioned attitude there. And I can't fault my team's attitude in the last couple of games. I can fault some of my quality decision making. Good with the right attitude, and we should beat someone on the day, Robert.
That's it, mate. If you've got the attitude to win the game and you've got the belief and the confidence, then you'll go and do it. Obviously, as I said earlier in the show, St Mirren will not change any approaches. We know what we're going to expect, but it's over to us to get back to winning ways, show our strengths. If we can get a dominant performance and some goals in the game, of course we'll take it. But any victory today, mate, is to get that winning run back. It's a start from here. There's 9 games to go, and it starts today with hopefully 3 points in the bag and up the road.
Yeah. Aye. Any result, I get that. A bridge man. I'm looking for better, but I'll take a bridge man. I'll take a bridge man for here, near the end of the season. Might all end up in the same ward, Billy, but I'll take it.
You're right there. You're right there, the same word. Oh, this knocks, it'll be, if it's a bridge man to the end of the season, I can just imagine the anxiety and the stress it would cause us all. You know what I mean? But I'm sure it'll be a bit. Oh, hold on, there's another phone going here. 2 seconds, mate. I need to go and switch that off. Apologies about that, lads. Just continue off.
Robert, right. Who are you looking for to be the big players? I suppose it is the 2 centre forwards, isn't it? They play well. We're not talking about anything else after the show, are we?
Aye, of course, mate, of course. Everybody comes on that park today. The starting 11, the subs that come on, a big kind of performance from everybody. It needs full 100% effort, which we have seen, but you also want that 100% quality that we know the individuals within the squad can bring. For me, always the midfield's a crucial aspect as well. We know how they'll play in the middle of the park. We've got physicality with Chukwani. He's composed on the ball. I think if that works well and we can string the passes middle to front, then that will be a positive. And what we've seen of late, that's where it's broken down, that middle to front. So everybody on that park today, gaze their all, leave it on the park, and have no regrets. Get 3 points, but show the quality as well, especially in front of goal and at the back.
Set pieces, mate. When the pushes came to shove, Livingston in the last 2 weeks, we've no delivered, mate. And we've got all of a sudden with the 2 centres, Fernandes, Big Tucci, De Giga, Raskin. We've got a lot of threats in there, mate. We have to make them count if we get these opportunities.
I do, but that again comes back to the word service. You'd expect Tavernier to be on the left-hand side, putting the in-swingers, and possibly Mikey Moore on the other side with his left foot, putting it in the in-swinger. We've got height, put it into an area, let the boys go and attack it, challenge, be physical, be dominant in the air. If you don't get the first one, then be on your toes for the second one.
You're here. Billy?
Aye, listen, Ox, we looked very, very, well, we were looking very dangerous for set pieces for that new coach come in, but we're sort of, we went off the boil in that area for some crazy reason, but the guys are right there, what you're talking about. You've got the Mikey Moore and putting in a good delivery on one side and Tavernier on the other. And you've got the big boys, Big Fernandes, he was a threat at corners and free kicks, mate. So that's we should be trying to work round about the free kicks with the likes of him. And if they've got to double up on him, or sometimes even treble up on him in the box, then we've got to make sure, or be clever enough and be cute enough. If the big man can't get one of his headers away, if he can hit one of the headers down to somebody on the edge of the box or something like that, or in the penalty area, and we, for talk's sake, win the second ball, that's what we need to target as well,
Cheers, everybody. Cheers. Thanks, Robert. Thanks, Billy. Thanks, Carl.
Bother.
For joining us here on Rangers Radio. Thanks to Fox and All School Blue for doing the show. The technicals in the background, without them, there's no show. Thanks to everybody. We'll be back 15 minutes after the final whistle, celebrating a Rangers victory. Yes, Robert?
Yes, indeed.
Take it away, All School Blue.